Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. When it comes to the prison system, Andy's attitudes make Marie Antoinette seem like Mother Teresa. She's got the rundown.
Sam, where do we draw the line between coddling prisoners and treating them humanely? We'll put that question to Assemblywoman Shelia Leslie this morning. And then we talk to former Congresswoman Barbara Vucanovich. Her wisdom is always interesting. Sam?
And I'm in big trouble. Coming up on the Pundit panel today, Bilyeu, Ray Bacon, and Paul Enos. It's all coming up next. You won't want to miss it on the all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
Nevada Newsmakers, brought to you in part by Charter Communication.
The Abowed family has an appetite for dialogue. Agree or disagree, have the conversation. All opinions are welcome. Since 1977, Adele's.
Catch a straight, dine at 8. Lucky you. Lucky you. Dance till 1. Have some fun. Lucky you. Lucky you. Taste the shrimp. Have a sip. Try the pool. Play it cool. At the Sienna Hotel Spa Casino. Lucky you.
In business, the key to success is not the quantity of your clients, it's the quality of your clients. Almost all companies will tell you they want more sales, but what they really need are quality customers who pay their bills on time. With Employer Link's client vendor screening program, we provide comprehensive reports regarding the financial performance of your corporate prospects, customers, and vendors. Build your business with great clients and vendors. Call Employer Links today at 883-3733.
If you own a business and want to maximize your company's potential, join the Retail Association of Nevada. Our membership benefits include the Nevada Retail Network Self-Insured Group, providing workers' compensation coverage that can lower your rates. That savings can go directly to your bottom line. We are an effective pro-business organization that lobbies on behalf of our business members. The Retail Association of Nevada, protecting Nevada businesses for 35 years. Call 882-1700 to see what we can do for your organization.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad, political analyst Ande Engleman on No Holds Barred Political Forum. Now, from the News 4 Broadcast Center, here's Sam Shad.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we're joined by Assemblywoman Shelia Leslie with a variety of questions for her. Welcome back, Shelia.
Thank you. Shelia, we haven't seen you in a while. It's good to have you here. Okay, Shelia, where do we draw the line between coddling prisoners and treating them humanely?
Well, Nevada does not have a history of coddling prisoners. The national average that states spend on prisoners is about $28,000. In Nevada, it's $18,000. So I don't think we need to worry about coddling prisoners in Nevada. We just don't do that.
Andy, can I ask you, just out of curiosity, and I'm sure we have a lot of viewers in state prisons, what kind of coddling do you think is going on?
Well, from what I hear, there's TVs and all sorts of books, libraries, all kinds of
And that's
nice
coddling? Is that, you know, they might get a chance to watch our program?
Well, if I can get a word in edgewise between you two. When you talk to prison officials, they'll tell you that, and the jail, too. I remember Sheriff Kirkland telling me this, that TVs and books, keeping prisoners busy productively, that's a management tool. That's actually protecting the prison guards. You have to give prisoners something to occupy their time. And the idea of prison, I think, sometimes we forget it's to punish, it's to hold people accountable, but it's also to rehabilitate if it's possible. And so I think we need to do more, especially in the areas of substance abuse and mental health, to make sure that people don't come back. You know, 80 to 90% of the people in Nevada's prisons are there for a crime, and they were high at the time that they did the crime. And yet we let them out without hardly any substance abuse treatment, any mental health treatment, and then 80% of them come back. and we're surprised.
Okay, but if you break the law and you go to prison, you can end up getting your college degree, whereas if you're just being honest and plugging along, sometimes you can't afford
Andy,
to do that.
Come on. What are you living in the dark ages
I'm
here?
not. I'm
you want to
not.
throw people in a dark hole, leave them on the floor, chained up for 10 years?
No, that is not what I'm saying.
And
That
throw
is
them
not what I'm
some
saying.
dry
No,
bread,
that
a
is
little bit of
not.
water?
You're exaggerating.
Well,
The
you said,
reality is
TV
most
and
people,
books and
most people get
education.
out, and they're going to be out on the streets in your neighborhood, in my neighborhood, and wouldn't we rather have somebody with enough education, enough job skills to become a productive citizen? And we don't want them out committing more crimes. I don't think anybody wants that. That doesn't protect the public safety.
I think a better educated ex-prisoner is a lot better than
Well, I'm clearly
somebody just-
outnumbered here. I will leave it to the viewer to give me some support
I'm not
here.
into coddling. I mean, I don't think that we should be putting on variety shows and,
But
all
we
kinds
do.
of entertainment.
But there are.
Rarely.
Aren't there?
Well, not since
Well,
Johnny Cash, I don't think.
I'm not sure about
Let's
that.
change the topic here. Let's talk about the homeless here. Mayor Cushell wants to put the homeless shelter down on Record Street here in Reno, which is a change from the Sage Street site. The folks who have been building up their businesses on 4th Street are understandably, according to a Reno Gazette-Journal article today, upset about that. Is it a case of not in my backyard? Will this work, or does it make sense to say that we've got a new event center, a couple of blocks away, and do we want a homeless shelter right around the corner?
Well, as you know, Sam, we've all lived here a long time. This is not a new topic, and it's been not in my backyard for more than a decade in Reno. And we've had federal lawsuits and all sorts of problems with the casinos downtown about trying to get people off the street and in somewhere more productive. I think the mayor's proposal is a reasonable one. I don't know that much about it. I'm going to a meeting this morning to hear more about specifically what services are going to offer there. And I'm sympathetic to the 4th Street businesses, but I think it can be operated professionally. Again, it can put people back to work, offer them the services that they need to be productive citizens, and that way the whole community wins. Reno, downtown Reno's under attack by Indian gaming and all sorts of other competition. We can't afford to have the homeless wandering the streets downtown. Plus, it's not the humane thing
Well, I
to
understand the 4th Street people don't want the homeless shelter near them.
do. If it's operated carefully, though, and well, they won't be hanging out on the street. And some of the complaints I heard in the article this morning is, they're outside my business, they're, keeping my customers away. Well, with the homeless shelter there as a focal point, they shouldn't be out on the street. They should be in the shelter. They should be at work. They should be doing, productive activities. So I think I understand their fear, but I'm hoping that it's unfounded.
And when we look at Southern Nevada in Las Vegas, the homeless situation there is completely out of control. They're just moving them from one place to the other and offering as little services as possible.
In Reno, we have the great advantage of a human services community that knows how to work together and wants to collaborate. And we're light years ahead of Las Vegas.
How is Catholic Charities, Kevin Day, responding to all of this? Have you talked to him lately?
I haven't talked to him lately. I know he's had some concerns in the past, and
Big concerns.
he's a very strong personality, and he's only going to do what he believes is best for the people that he serves through Catholic Charities. So hopefully, he's a reasonable man, though, and I think if the city deals with his concerns head on, he will respond.
We're just about out of time. One really quick question, Sheila. You work for the court system. If the Attorney General comes out with an opinion that says public employees can't hold office and their jobs at the same time, what will you do?
That's a great question, and of course I've been thinking about that. At that point, I'll have to take a look at the opinion, and honestly, I'll have to see where I believe I can serve the people better. I love my job. I think I'm doing great work with mental health court and drug court and the things I do downtown. I think I do a good job in the legislature representing the people. It will be a very difficult choice, and I'm not sure.
Okay, Sheila Leslie, always a pleasure having you here, and sorry we got into kind of a fight here. We'll be right back on Nevada Newsmakers after this.
Atlantis is cooking up a party. It's every diner's paradise. Toucan Charlie's Buffet and Grill, voted Reno's best buffet by locals year after year. Experience the Mongolian barbecue, new Asian station, and sumptuous exhibition stations filled with fresh entrees, salads, and desserts. Try the Friday night seafood buffet and Sunday champagne brunch.
Would Would you like to savor a Trento pork chop? Or maybe pasta rags with grilled chicken? Hugo's Tuscan Grill at DeAndrea is a celebration of color, flavor, and freshness. Each dish is created from natural, wholesome foods that is delicious and nutritious. Hugo's is a comfortable restaurant with breathtaking city views. If you enjoy great food and good company, visit us here at Hugo's. It's the best that dining can be. 2900 South DeAndrea Parkway in Sparks.
I ordered this beef broccoli here at Harris Buffet in Reno, and it was here in less than 60 seconds. What's up with that, Dave?
Sam, that's one of 20 dishes that we guarantee fast, guarantee fresh, made to order 7 days a week at Harris Reno's Buffet.
And I understand that just for this month, a 2-for-1 special just by showing your Nevada ID.
That's correct. We want to invite all of our Nevada residents to come down and experience this great buffet. We guarantee you a fresh, quality meal.
It's fast, it's delicious, and it's 2-for-1 at Harris Buffet.
To experience the royal cuisine of India, you need some serious magic or simply transport yourself to India Garden, right here in Reno, where you'll discover Indian specialties refined over centuries. Sikh kebab, tandoori dishes cooked in our own tandoor oven, biryani specialties, curries, fresh-baked Indian bread, over a dozen vegetarian dishes, even dishes rare to India like dosa, South Indian-style crepes. India Garden off South Virginia near Sports West. We are India.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad and Ande Engleman.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we welcome to the program former Congressman Barbara Vucanovich. It's always a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you very much.
Very interesting insights.
Thank you. That we're looking for your wisdom today. Barbara, your relatives, like mine, immigrated here, as just about, unless we're Native Americans, all our relatives did.
Of course.
Legally, probably, like mine. And now the president's come out with some idea to help these illegal aliens, more or less giving them sort of an amnesty.
It's not an amnesty, Ande.
Just a minute.
It's not even close to being an amnesty.
Just a minute. On condition that they return to the country after 3 years. But the interviews I've seen with illegal aliens, they're saying, I'm not going back after 3 years. We want to stay in this country forever. What is he doing besides just trying to get a Hispanic vote in the next election?
I suppose I was as surprised as everyone else because I really had no clue that he would do something like this. I remember, of course, do you remember the Bracero program that we had, that people came in and worked in Nevada and had, I guess, amnesty isn't the right word.
But then they went back.
And then they went back. I think it's going to be a very controversial issue, and I'm not sure. I think a lot of his opponents are going to be the Republicans, and I think already we've seen the congressman from Colorado saying, really, it's an amnesty program, and I'm opposed. So I'm not sure, but I think it's going to be a very high-profile issue.
New York Times today is saying that President Bush feels that he's already got so much in with the far right that he can afford to take this shot at this point to try and bring the Hispanic vote, which is going to be a very important vote in the coming years as well as in this election, to be able to be seen more as a compassionate conservative, which is what he's billed himself as.
Well, I think he is a compassionate conservative. I think that is his nature. I think that's the way he believes, and you know, there are some Hispanics in his family, married into his family, and there may be more compassion there and more reason for it, but I have to tell you, I'm as surprised as anyone else.
I mean, here we are, though, fighting terrorism. We're going in the hole. We're working a huge deficit to fight terrorism. And we're going to say to these people, but it's okay if you come in through Mexico. See, if you just cross the border there, and you jump ship, so I don't expect you to have much sympathy for this. So,
hard to do when you're coming in on an airplane, I guess.
Yeah. It's different.
Business is certainly in support of this.
I think so, because they're certainly going to get benefits from my understanding, and I think that they will be supportive. Now, how much that support translates to the voters in the average country, I don't know.
I have to ask you a question about this because it's interesting. The president has made this as a proposal, but is leaving it to Congress to actually put a bill together.
Well, that's one way to do it.
Yeah, you were in Congress for many years, and you saw immigration bills come through, and you were part of the 1986 reform bill and part of that process. How contentious does it become in Congress?
You know, so many issues are partisan. And I mean, you have the leadership who are saying, you know, this is the way we want to go, and they have conferences and talk about it and so forth. I don't think this is going to fit in that category, and so I think it's going to be interesting. Of course, it's nice to propose something and then buck it to Congress, and Congress is pretty good at bucking it back.
Well, now, Democrats, though, really can't, they're really on the head on this, because they had wanted to do something like this. Of course. And the president stole their thunder.
The president is stealing their thunder on, you know, Medicare and a lot of other issues, and so I think it's
And where are conservatives going to go? I mean, if they have a choice between President Bush and Howard Dean, for instance, you know, who's a conservative going to vote for? Duh.
I don't think they're going to vote for Howard Dean.
No, I don't think so either. So he's really not risking too much, is he?
No, I don't think he is.
Do you think Joseph Lieberman is in the wrong party right now?
I kind of do. He really is. He fits more with the Republicans that I know, more the moderates, of course. But yeah, I think he is. And of course, who knows what's going to come out of that? You know, 9 dwarfs. I mean, I just think it's...
That's all right. That's how many feel about the Supreme Court here in the States, so...
Well, I think that's going to be one of the biggest problems that people are going to face here. I think our Supreme Court is going to be challenged very heavily, and I think with good reason. Mm-hmm. I think they made a mistake, I'm not sure if our Chief Justice is going to survive. I think that it was a very tough issue.
She's already drawn 3 or 4 opponents.
I know.
And that's an amazing number for an incumbent
for
Chief
the Supreme
Justice
Court.
to draw.
Let me ask you about Senator Reid. I got an angry phone call.
Oh, I'm glad you're going to ask me about it. Go ahead.
I have mentioned on the program that you had said in your previous visit here that you thought that he should be reelected. And
I didn't say that, Sam.
Would you clarify then?
Pardon me?
Would you clarify?
You can tell the people right there where the red light is.
I said some very nice things about Harry. Harry and I worked together over many years. We did a lot of things for Nevada. I have a lot of respect for him. I think what I said was that he was in a very powerful position. He is.
That benefits Nevada.
Well, it benefits Harry. Yes, there are things that benefit Nevada. I mean, that's your primary concern. And Harry and I did lots of things together for Nevada. But the day that I would endorse a Democrat,
never said you endorsed him. I may have implied
it, but endorse Harry Reid.
And I understand that, and I accept that.
And I think he has. He's in a very powerful position, and he's going to be tough to beat. But the first nominee on the Republican Party, I am going to endorse them and work for them,
regardless of who it is.
Well,
right now, the only opponent Harry Reid has is Richard Zeiser.
Well, Richard Zeiser's office called me, asked me if I would endorse him, and I said no.
So we're waiting for Godot.
But I say the nominee. I don't believe he's going to be the nominee.
We're still waiting to hear from Brian Krolicki, who won't come on our show.
He won't?
And,
well, I think he
Kathy Augustine and Dean Heller.
I think Brian is giving a lot of consideration to it.
Well, would you give him a call and let him know that it would be okay for him to come on our program? We're not that mean. Congressman, would you please come back again very soon? Because we'd love to have your insights throughout the coming campaign.
Thank you
It's
very
always
much.
terrific to have you
And
here.
you can set straight anything he says, you see, once you go off the air. So.
We'll be right back on Nevada Newsmakers after this.
Before you head to Carson, take care of yourself with a visit to Tamarack Junction. Catch a hot cup of coffee and the morning news on one of our 32 TVs and enjoy the best food in South Reno. Tamarack Junction, your junction for fun. South Virginia and Amati Ranch Parkway.
The Abowd family has an appetite for dialogue. Agree or disagree, have the conversation. All opinions are welcome. Since 1977, Adele's.
Your home is an expression of all things comforting and familiar. For custom storage, you can count on California Closets to provide quality, value, and design integrity. The process is easy, combining your personal style with our organizing expertise. We care about what matters most to you, making your home functional and beautiful. California Closets, simplifying home and life since 1978. Call today for your complimentary design consultation.
When you sign up for Wells Fargo free checking, you get more than free checking. You get the freedom to bank when and where you want. Wells Fargo, the next stage.
Make your daily commute easy with breakfast or lunch at the Tamarack Junction. Enjoy daily specials, super fast service, and South Reno's freshest morning meals. Tamarack Junction, your junction for fun. South Virginia and Amati Ranch Parkway.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad and Ande Engleman.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we're joined by a pundit panel today, Bilyeu, Ray Bacon, and Paul Enos. Welcome to all of you. Ray, let's jump in with President Bush's immigration suggestion at this point.
Okay. Let's start off with, there is clearly a huge problem in immigration. If you're an employer trying to hire people, you get the documentation, you've got to go through the I-9 process, and everything else. And between the Social Security Administration, between the Immigration Department, they have made the employer's life absolutely miserable, even for the guys that are trying to do a good job. And there are people that are illegal that are coming into this country that have, because of maquiladora programs and everything else, there's some very talented people.
But some of these documents are forged. You're saying employers are trying to hire legal immigrants, not illegal ones.
They're trying to hire legal people, and the forgeries are so good you can't tell. Because, you know, I'm certainly not an expert in forgeries, and it's one of those things. I had one of our members in Southern Nevada wound up with, they had, on one person, they had a passport and a driver's license and all that stuff, and they all wound up being forgeries, and they couldn't tell. I mean,
look, I find myself, you know, agreeing with Rush Limbaugh yesterday and the Reno Gazette-Journal today. This issue is, you know, the fact is they're breaking the law.
Yeah, but picking on what something Ray says, the employer also is in a difficult position because you don't really have the right to question too extraneously the documents that are presented. If they appear good on their face, then you better accept them, or else you're going to be in trouble under the law.
And here's the thing that you get into. You go in and say, all right, there's some doubt in my mind on this one, I want to go check it out. So you call the Social Security Administration to verify that that number is connected to that name. They put you on hold for 40 minutes. Then when they finally come on the line, they say, you can check 4 people. From an employer standpoint, that's ludicrous. That is incompetence. And that's the kind of crap we're putting employers through.
That's government.
You know, and good. But therein lies the real problem too, because in terms of what the president's proposing, it's not a problem of his making it something that needs to be addressed. But one of the things that has to be done, and it will only be done if Congress has the will to do it, and that is we're going to have a mechanism to make sure that once the illegals are identified, that we can keep track of them. We can't even keep track of the legals anymore. Legal.
I agree with Bill there. You know, we have a totally horrible system right now as far as keeping track of people, and I think one of the reasons President Bush wants to do this is it is a way to keep track of the people who are coming in through our very porous borders. Personally, I don't have a problem with people wanting to come to America to work. I think that's great. I mean, it's a tradition that has been going on since our country became a country. I have a problem with people wanting to come here and kind of sucking off the welfare system, and I know that happens too. But for somebody who wants to come here and work and kind of build up a life here in America through sweat and toil. Beautiful.
My relatives came over here legally. Why can't other people's relatives come? I'm tired of breaking the law. If you don't like the law, you change the law.
But the law's already in place. The government is not enforcing them. They haven't enforced them for many, many years. And every 10, 15 years or so, we have to have some kind of amnesty or program. And this current proposal is not an amnesty. It's a 3-year program that can possibly be renewed. Otherwise, these illegals would be sent back to
While
their
we're
country.
taking
But
away
it gives
our civil rights in the name of terrorism, we're giving greater rights to people who aren't even citizens.
But you're trying to solve a problem that exists. This is not a problem. You know, I think, Andy, the disagreement I have with you is you talk about this as though it's something that isn't actually occurring. This is actually occurring.
I
We
know
have
it's
10
occurring.
million illegal aliens in this country.
And they
we
need to be sent
figure
back.
No, you can't.
What are
You
you
can't
going back
do
to
that.
Nazi Germany? Are you going to have mass deportations?
Remember,
that's not going to happen.
Andy, you got to
Andy.
remember,
It should.
our agriculture department has now proven that they can keep track of cows. Why can't immigration and Social Security keep track of people?
Thank you. Thank you. That's it.
Well, and there is, you know, Ray makes a good point. There has been some extreme incompetence in the immigration department. I mean,
They are still not fully computerized. Right. There are still immigration offices around the country where there are boxes and boxes of paper files. They're not even computerized at this point. They have no clue of half the time of what's going on.
That requires money to do it, and his political will has not been there to provide it. That money is spent on it.
It's always money.
But a lot of it's not money. A lot of it's the fact that quite frankly, the thing was, in many cases, had been headed up by a bunch of bleeding hearts that wanted to let everybody in.
Okay, we're just about out of time. Very quickly, on Tuesday, the county commissioners are voting on a tax on the baseball stadium. If you support it, be there.
Okay, and we'll be right back on Nevada Newsmakers after this.
It's America's largest historical district, and it's fun for the entire family. Virginia City is where the West comes alive every day, from train rides to gunslingers. Your gang can explore mines and interesting museums, visit historic saloons, and do some great shopping. Virginia City is the ultimate in family entertainment, and it's very affordable. Come up and stay overnight in our hotels, motels, and RV park. Virginia City, the Wild West at its best.
I ordered this beef broccoli here at Harris Buffet in Reno, and it was here in less than 60 seconds. What's up with that, Dave?
Sam, that's one of 20 dishes that we guarantee fast, guarantee fresh, made to order 7 days a week at Harris Reno's Buffet.
And I understand that just for this month, a 2-for-1 special just by showing your Nevada ID.
That's correct. We want to invite all of our Nevada residents to come down and experience this great buffet. We guarantee you a fresh, quality meal.
It's fast, it's delicious, and it's 2-for-1 at Harris Buffet.
Atlantis is cooking up a party. It's every diner's paradise. Toucan Charlie's Buffet and Grill, voted Reno's best buffet by locals year after year. Experience the Mongolian barbecue, new Asian station, and sumptuous exhibition stations filled with fresh entrees, salads, and desserts. Try the Friday night seafood buffet and Sunday champagne brunch. Atlantis.
Sign up for Wells Fargo free checking. You get more than free checking. You get the freedom to bank when and where you want. Wells Fargo, the next stage.
Nevada Newsmakers, brought to you in part by Charter Communication.
A little bit of a contentious show today.
Yes, it was, and if you like today, just wait till Monday. Senator John Enson's going to have to face some of these same questions.
We'll see you then.
Thank you for watching.